What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the first actual modification video in quite some time. Now in today's video we're going to be preparing bits and pieces for the return of the engine, which, as you guys will know if you're long-term viewers of the channel, is being forged. It's been taking a hell of a long time, but we've got an update recently saying it's only going to be a couple more weeks. So we're going to start preparing bits and pieces so when the engine lands we're ready to fire everything back together. Now what that means for today's video is we're going to be doing some work on my cam cover. So what I'll do, I'm going to flip the camera over and show you the cam cover, because we started doing little bits and pieces this morning, but we're going to crack on, do some modification to it and prepare it for a new finish. So let's flip the camera. Right guys, you will see we've got a cam cover here. Let me just move that out of the way. We've got the cam cover here. Now what we've done is we've removed the seal or the gasket, the cam cover gasket, and basically there was some sealant all in here. As you can see, little pieces like this, which we have gone and basically taken all of them out. We will need to give this a nice clean down before it goes back in, which we will do before we paint it. But first of all, let's flip this over. What we're going to do is we're going to take out all these, so these two plastic pieces, take this pipe off, and what we're going to do is we're going to perform a cam cut to cut this front section off of the cam cover. The purpose of this is basically purely so it exposes the cam gears. Now if we flip this back over again, you'll see that the gasket actually runs round here, and it actually runs just to this part. This front part is purely just to cover the cams and doesn't have any benefit in the actual sealing part of the engine, so we don't need this. So we're going to cut this off and we're going to basically follow this line around here to cut it off, leaving this flat surface. And then what I'm going to probably do, if we flip this over again, is sort of cut it all the way around here, just to leave this sort of double barrel style cam cover. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll know this is painted like a Volvo metallic brown, and over its time it's gone a bit funky. We didn't use high temp paint, which is what we are going to be using later in this video to give this a bit of a nicer finish. We're going to be doing some stuff with the lettering and making it all round nice and clean. As you can see, one cut cam cover. Now I've kind of got to decide what I want to do with this, whether I want to get rid of this sort of front plate on there, which I may well do. You could, it'd be difficult to get it to look right, I think, but it might be a challenge which I want to take. What I mean by that is cutting around here to just kind of take that off, so it's just the two bars. I think that's what we're going to do, because I'm not too sure if I'm a massive fan of it like that. I don't know, I just think it looks a bit boring. And everyone just leaves it like that, so let's do some more shopping with Gary the Grinder. Yeah, boy! We're picking this back up, just had to go back upstairs to work for the last few hours, but we've finished up. So, I'll show you where we were at with the cam cover. As you can see, we've kind of started to cut out the shape of it. As best we can with the angle grinder. What I'll do, I'm going to put that down, flip the camera around and show you in a bit more detail, because that probably make more sense. So this doesn't look too neat, but you get the picture of what we're trying to achieve here. I've done that with the angle grinder. Now I'm going to neaten up or get this down as much as we can with the angle grinder. This section is going to be a bit more difficult. As you can see, I've kind of cut out as much as I can with the angle grinder, and then we're going to swap over for a rotary tool with a sanding attachment and go ahead and neaten this up as best as we possibly can, so it's ready for paint. Once this is all neatened up, we're going to wire brush this whole thing. I've got an attachment for a drill which I'm just going to go ahead and wire brush all of this with. And then we can clean it down. It'll be ready for paint, which is arriving tomorrow. Right, so as you can see, it's now just its two straight pieces. This is the side we've cut. As you see, it needs a little bit of sanding still to make it nice and perfectly smooth, but we're getting there. Looks a lot better than it did earlier. Managed to take this down as well. Looks great. Little bits of paint which the stripper didn't get through, but we'll sand those off by hand tomorrow. Only a few odd bits and pieces, but apart from that, this is all lovely and smooth. So yeah, we're getting there. Still a little bit of way to go, but what we'll do, we'll pick up in the morning, or probably on my lunch break in fact, get this ready for some paint, and then go ahead and do the first coat of paint. Right, we're catching up the next day, and as you can see, we've been absolutely blessed with blue sky again. Now, we're going to flip the camera around. As you'll see, this is pretty much ready for paint. We've given it another sand. Yeah, it's looking really, really nice. Pretty much ready for paint, nice and smooth. Yeah, feels gorgeous. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and use a grease and wax remover, spray it over here and give it a wipe down, leave that to dry, and then we're ready to do some paint. Right guys, as you can see, we've done 3 coats of paint. You could kind of see it wrinkle in between those coats. You may have noticed it. It actually wrinkled really quickly because it's an absolute insane, absolutely insane weather today. It's gorgeous, and I think that's drying the paint really quickly. But it says leave it for about 2 hours. We're going to leave it for the 2 hours, and then we're going to go ahead and whack it in the oven for about an hour at sort of 90 odd degrees. It says it on the back of the bottle, so I have to double check before I put it in. But we're going to leave it to dry, then put it in the oven. That will cure the paint quicker. And then once we whip it out, we'll take it out and show you exactly what it looks like. Right guys, so we have finally taken the cam cover out of the oven. We left it to dry for 2 hours after the paint coats, then put it in at 95 degrees for an hour in the oven, and the paint's nice and cured. It looks absolutely amazing. I'm going to flip the camera out and show you what it looks like. Here you go guys, the wrinkle black cut cam cover. It looks absolutely amazing, as you can see. What we're going to do, I'm not going to do it now because I want to leave it for a little bit longer, but we're going to sand down these, I think, just to give them like a like almost a bare metal finish. The writing stands out a little bit more, but I'll do that at another time. I'm not going to do that in this video because I appreciate it's probably been pretty long already, and I kind of want to wrap it up. But there you go guys, that's my video on doing a cam cut on your MX5 cam cover and painting it. You can paint it with whatever paint you like. If you want to go for wrinkle, follow the steps for the wrinkle paint, they're all on the can, or if you want to go for another colour, just go for it. Just make sure you're using high temperature paint. Anyway, that's all for now. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace and have a good one.